Yeah, people have been asking me to make another little shit video about Conor McGregor's fight with that Cowboy. Yeah, McGregor won, didn't he? He won by a first round stoppage. It lasted about 40 seconds. Yeah, McGregor kicked him with his toes, didn't he? You know, when I seen that, I thought, didn't that break his toes? Didn't that have any effect on him at all? You know, like when you bend your fingers back. You know, him kicking him like that and bending his toes. You know, you'd think that he might have broke some toes or just, you know, got really injured, but it didn't seem to affect him at all. You know, kicking him with his toes like that and his toes like bending. I thought he would have broke some of his toes, but it didn't seem to affect him at all. Like, I remember when Mayweather got a hand injury in a fight and he took a knee and he was like really wincing and fucking in pain and he had to take a knee to get a little break. You know, McGregor didn't do any of that, did he? You know, when he kicked him with his toes. Yeah, these UFC fighters might have conditioned toes. You know, to be able to kick people like that with their toes and it not affect them. But remember when Anderson Silva broke his leg and he was rolling around on the floor? You know, that was quite interesting to look at, wasn't it? That was quite interesting. Because remember that little Thai boxer who was kicking down that tree? You know, his shins are hardcore, aren't they? You know, his shins are conditioned, you know, to kick down trees like that. But you know, the average person, they won't be able to do that, would they? But he's got conditioned shins. You know, his shins are hardcore, aren't they? Yeah, that was the start of it, wasn't it? And then he threw a left hand at him. You know, like he did with that old man in the pub. That old man took it well, didn't he? Yeah, McGregor said after the fight that he wants another boxing match. Do you think boxing's better than the UFC? I don't know, you know, I think the UFC's a bit better. It's a bit more exciting. I like those kicks. Yeah, those kicks are quite good, aren't they? You know, those kicks there, they're quite good, aren't they? So there's more to UFC than there is boxing. You know, the kicks, the elbows, the knees, you know, there's more to it. So I think it's got the edge over boxing, you know. Yeah, I like the kicks. I like Bruce Lee. I used to love the Bruce Lee films, you know, Enter the Dragon and all them films. They're quite good, aren't they? And I was thinking the other day, who would win in the octagon out of Bruce Lee and Conor McGregor? That's quite interesting, isn't it? The Bruce Lee of back then against the McGregor of today, Bruce Lee would have got battered because he was around 50 years ago. You know, and things have evolved today. Do you know what I mean? Like that jiu-jitsu, it's really evolved. You know, Bruce Lee was around 50 years ago. So things have evolved, haven't they, since then? So to put him in there with McGregor, but he was like the founder of that, you know, mixing different styles together. You know, in that film Enter the Dragon, when he was making Sammo Hung tap out. You know, that was like 50 years ago. The UFC's only been around for 25 years. So Bruce Lee was like mixing all the styles together, you know, the kicking, the tapping out, you know, the arm locks. So if he was around today, Bruce Lee, he'd be the man and he'd fucking batter McGregor because he lived the life, didn't he, Bruce Lee? He lived the life. You see McGregor drinking that proper 12 whiskey, you know, fucking about, and John Jones getting drunk all the time and crashing into that pregnant woman. You know, John Jones is always smoking weed, you know, with his little fake mate Joe Rogan, and Conor McGregor's drinking that proper 12 whiskey. Those two guys don't really live the life, do they? You know, but Bruce Lee lived the life, didn't he? You know, in that film Enter the Dragon, when he stood next to Bolo, you know, he looked really ripped, didn't he? You never seen him as a fat cunt like Tyson Fury. You know, he was always in good shape, Bruce Lee. You know, he didn't used to fuck about, did he? He was never out of shape, was he, Bruce Lee? You know, he never smoked weed like Mike Tyson did. You know, Mike Tyson said he smoked weed even when he was boxing. So Bruce Lee wouldn't have done any of that, would he? So he would have been the man if he was around today, Bruce Lee. He would have mastered it all. boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. You know, he would have kept in shape. So if he was around today, Bruce Lee, he would be the best fighter in the world, pound for pound. Like, you know that Ronda Rousey? Joe Rogan said that she's the best athlete ever. You know, that's ridiculous, isn't it? She's got a little fancy black belt in judo. So she's got some little fancy judo moves. But you know, when it comes to mixing it up with a boxer, she got battered, didn't she? By that Holly Holm. So she wasn't all that. She's not the best athlete ever, like Joe Rogan said. But Bruce Lee, he would have mastered every single fighting style out there. So if Bruce Lee was around today, he'd be the man. It's hard to say, innit? Because films are films, you know. It's alright Bruce Lee looking good in films. But you know, if you got hit in a real fight, you know, he might have pussied out. You know, like the Black Quitter. So Bruce Lee might have pussied out. It's hard to say unless he got hit really in a real fight. Because a film, it's not real, is it? So I don't know, he might have pussied out, Bruce Lee, you know, in a real fight. You know, in the octagon. We don't know, do we? You don't know until he got hit. It's like that film, you know, Karate Kid. You know him doing that. That's ridiculous, isn't it? That's embarrassing, isn't it? That is embarrassing. Imagine him doing that in the octagon against John Jones. You know, it's fucking stupid, isn't it? You know, I don't want to slag off the Karate Kid film too much because it gave me a lot of entertainment as a kid. You know, Mr. Miyagi and all that shit. It was quite entertaining, the Karate Kid. I liked it as a kid. But you know, him doing that, that's ridiculous, isn't it? That is some baby thing. Him doing that against John Jones or Khabib. Khabib would just grab his leg one and just take him down and choke him out like he did McGregor. So the Karate Kid film's a load of shit, man. But I shouldn't really slag it off because it kept me entertained as a kid. The Karate Kid looks a bit like Coogan, don't he? You know, when Coogan was struggling sexually. You know, before the days of all the posse and views. Posse and views. Yeah, that was before the days of the posse and views, wasn't it? Posse and views. And the fancy blue tick. You know, those were the days before the posse and views got to Coogan's head. And he started going around telling people to be safe. Be safe. Yeah, Coogan's done well, hasn't he? He's outdone the Karate Kid, hasn't he, Coogan? Yeah, Coogan tried to become little fake mates with McGregor, didn't he? He tried to befriend him, you know, for sexual reasons. Yeah, a woman's accused Conor McGregor of sexually assaulting her. Conor McGregor under investigation over sexual assault accusation in Ireland. He didn't sexually assault her at all. It's fake, man. It was either Coogan or it's just fake. A fake accusation. It's Mike Tyson all over again, and it's fake. He don't need to rape women. You know, he got $100 million for fighting Mayweather. So he could easily fuck one of those nice, sexy ring card girls. They probably only get paid a few $100. But McGregor got $100 million for fighting Mayweather. So he could easily fuck them women. You don't need to rape. He didn't rape her at all. It was either Coogan or a false accusation. You know, it's not true, is it? It's fake, man. It's fake. It's Mike Tyson all over again, isn't it? You know, some fucking woman trying to accuse a successful rich man of sexual assault because she only came out with that sexual assault accusation when McGregor boxed Mayweather and he got $100 million. You know, then she conveniently crawled out of her dirty little fucking pit. So they only target rich men. You know, fucking, I've got money. You know, it's a load of shit, man. It's Mike Tyson all over again. He didn't rape that woman. You know, she was trying to say that he put her in the back of the trunk.
Put them in the back of the trunk. Man, I put them in the back of the trunk.
It's fake, man, it's fake. What else is going on in the fighting world? Tyson Fury's getting ready to fight Deontay Wilder again, isn't he? They had a little press conference the other day and it was really boring, wasn't it? It was uninteresting. So, you know, Tyson, he tried to spice it up, you know, by saying he has 7 wanks a day. You know, which he doesn't, does he? That's too many wanks. He doesn't have 7 wanks a day. He's just trying to hype it up and trying to make it more interesting. You know, he's just saying anything, innit? You know, like Deontay Wilder saying that he's going to give Tyson Fury a flying elbow kick. You know, what does that mean? A flying elbow kick. So he's just saying anything, innit, to try and sound entertaining. To try and sound interesting and entertaining. He's just saying anything, innit? Deontay Wilder. And it's the same with Tyson Fury. You know, saying he has 7 wanks a day in preparation for his fight with Deontay. It's not true, is it? Tyson Fury is saying that he's going to trade with Deontay Wilder and he's going to knock him out in the 2nd round. He's not going to trade with him at all. You know, he's not. Tyson Fury in the first fight caught Deontay with some good right hands and they didn't have any effect on him at all. And he landed quite flush. He landed clean. So Tyson Fury's not going to have a punch up with Deontay Wilder at all. He's not. You know, he's just saying that again to try and sound interesting and trying to hype it up. Like when he said he's had 7 wanks a day for the build up to the rematch. It's not true, man. It's not true. And Tyson Fury said he's been speaking to Conor McGregor on the phone, you know, to ask him to help him prepare for a career in the UFC. And Conor McGregor said he's never ever spoke to Tyson Fury in his life. So that's another example, in it. You know, when you're just saying anything, you know, it can backfire, can't it? You know, when you just say anything. You know, like Deontay Wilder saying he's going to give Tyson a flying elbow kick. A flying elbow kick. What else is going on in the fight world? Eddie Hearn and Dillian White had a little meeting, didn't they? You know, Eddie Hearn said that he's offered Andy Ruiz a fight with Dillian White. That's quite interesting. Do you want to see that fight or what? I want to see the fight, but I don't. Because Andy Ruiz isn't a world champion, is he? And Dillian White's been waiting about 3 years, you know, for a world title shot. So he deserves more than this. You know, he deserves a real world title fight, don't he? Well, you know, because Ruiz beat Joshua and this and that, he's kind of added a bit of spice to that fight. You know, Ruiz against Dillian White. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because Dillian, he won't run around the ring like Joshua. He'll fucking fight, won't he? So it'll be really interesting. I can't see how Andy Ruiz is going to fight again, because in the rematch with Joshua, he was really overweight, wasn't he? So then he got that payday for the rematch. So surely he's going to be even fatter. Yeah, he's probably lost that desire. You know, now he's secured the bike. He's lost that desire on it. Now he's made that money, but some fighters keep that desire even though they've made money. You know, like McGregor. You know, he said he wants to fight Pacquiao, didn't he? In a boxing match. Manny Pacquiao would fuck him up. He would fuck him up, Manny Pacquiao, quicker than Mayweather did. You know, Manny Pacquiao fucked up Ricky Hatton quicker than Mayweather did. And Manny Pacquiao fucked up Oscar De La Hoya. And Mayweather took him the distance. Manny Pacquiao would fuck up McGregor. You know, McGregor's saying that he wants to win a world title in boxing. I don't even think he'd win a British title. I don't think he would. So I don't think he'd win a world title in boxing. You know, he punched the old man in the pub, didn't he? And it didn't have any effect on him. So I don't think he'd win a world title in boxing. And he's a welterweight as well. So what's he going to do? Beat Terence Crawford and Errol Spence? You know, in the streets, McGregor would fuck up all those guys in the streets. But you know, in boxing, you know, he doesn't beat any of those guys. You know, McGregor did well against Mayweather, didn't he? But that's because Mayweather let him do well. Mayweather fooled him, you know, into thinking that he's winning McGregor. You know, so he'll go all out and burn himself out, and Mayweather just walked him down, didn't he? You know, took the punches on the gloves. Mayweather got caught with that lucky uppercut from the gods, but that's about it. So Mayweather knew what he was doing. You know, Mayweather's a smart guy. You know, people say he can't read, but he's a smart guy, Mayweather. Mayweather don't need to read. He's got money. He can pay people to read things for him. Well, yeah, McGregor's not going to win a fucking world title, man. That's just fantasy talk, innit? You know, like that. Who would have won that in their primes? You know what? Lomachenko schools Nas, don't he? Because Nassim Ahmed, he didn't really box anybody, did he? You know, he boxed Kevin Kelly when he was about 40. He boxed Barrera and got beat. You know, I'm a big fan of Nassim Ahmed, but Lomachenko schools him, don't he? Nas didn't box anybody like Lomachenko. So Lomachenko wins that on points. But you know, if Nas catches him, it's like Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder again, isn't it? It's like if Deontay catches Tyson, he could end the fight, but yeah. Nas has got a puncher's chance. But other than that, he gets schooled only by Lomachenko. Yeah, that'll do, you know. This has been the shittest video I've done so far, I think. It's because people have been asking me, you know, to do a video and asking me to talk about Conor McGregor's fight with that Cowboy. So I just thought I'd bang out a little shit video. You know, this has been the worst video so far. But like I've said before, you know, Tupac. You know, he wrote some shit songs, didn't he? I'm not trying to compare myself to him. You know, it's all about levels, isn't it? But he wrote some songs that weren't all that. But then he wrote some classic songs as well. So, you know, sometimes you have to put out some bullshit. Put out some good videos. You know, Mayweather, when he boxed that Castillo. You know, some people say Mayweather should have lost that fight. You know, he didn't box to the best of his ability, did he? But he still won, didn't he? So it's all about this fucking, yeah, just keep going, man. So yeah, just a little shit video today. Yeah, thanks for that.